Processed foods versus whole foods. Welcome to SIEN. In the previous video, I talked about the effects of processed foods on your brain and cognition. And it's generally agreed that whole foods are far better for our health than processed foods. But what's a whole food and what makes it so special? Let's play a game. You tell me if you think these are whole foods or processed foods. Apple juice, peach, dried apricots. Whole foods are as close to their natural state as possible, meaning nothing's been taken away and nothing's been added. That's why the peach is a whole food. So fruit juice is processed because the fibre has been removed. And dried fruit is processed because the water has been removed. So why does this matter? Turns out the way we digest something and absorb the nutrients and energy is affected by its composition. So let me explain. If you are, for example, eating a piece of fruit, your body has to break down the fibers to access the sugar. This takes time and the sugar is released slowly. If you're drinking a glass of fruit juice, that sugar is no longer locked up in the fibers and is readily available as available sugar. That's why often people will say a glass of fruit juice can be just as harmful as a glass of soda. Secondly, fibre has a bulking and filling effect. When you eat a piece of fruit, the fibre makes you feel full. So you're not likely to eat 5 or 6 apples in a row. But you can easily drink the juice of 5 or 6 apples, meaning you're consuming more sugar than you would if you were eating whole foods. Lastly, when you're drinking juice, you're not eating fibre, and fibre is really important to keep your microbiome healthy. The microbes in your gut that help regulate your immune system and many other systems that we're only beginning to unravel. So when you're drinking juice, you're not feeding those guys, and they need to be fed. They love plant fibers. You've got to keep them healthy. Great, so now we can spot the difference. But what about cooking? Isn't that processing? Yeah, it's a kind of process. It's also classed as pre-digestion. When we cook food, we start to break down the fibers, releasing the nutrients and energy. There's a theory that this is why our brains got bigger and why we got so smart and are basically ruling the world. Except we're being ruled by microbes. Now to the dark side of ultra-processed foods. These are foods that have been processed and engineered to the extent where very little of the original composition or structure remains. Sometimes you might see labels on foods that say WHOLEFOODS SOURCED, but don't be fooled. Look at it. If it doesn't look like this or close to this, it's probably very processed. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video and share it, and stay healthy. Peach. They love fibre, and our brains got bigger, and we got smarter. Or did we? That's just humble bragging.